Hey, what's up guys, OptimalHD here, and today I'm going to be bringing you a Modern Warfare 3 class setup video. Now in this video I'm going to be talking about the custom classes that I've used in the past and been successful with. I'm going to be sharing them with you, and I'm basically going to start off with the more generic all-around classes that are a bit easier to use, and then move on to the more challenging ones as I get through the video. Now, I know it's a little late for custom class setup videos, and I want to apologize for that right off the bat, but I didn't have the recording equipment needed when Modern Warfare 3 first came out, and I figured a few of you would still want to look at some good custom classes, or some of you that were bored with the easier guns would want to check out some classes to challenge yourselves with. So I'm going to go ahead and make the video for you guys, even though it is a little bit late, and I do apologize for that. Alright, now let's go ahead and get started with the first custom class. As you can see, it is an MP7 class, and this is a class that's a little bit easier to use for people who maybe aren't very good at the game, but it is also fun to go around in public matches and get good scores and play with this class. Now, as you can see, it is the MP7 with extended mags and silencer. If you didn't know, the rapid fire on the MP7 really doesn't increase the kill time that much, so it's really not worth having it on there. Secondary, really whatever you prefer. I have on the MP9 with silencer. Tactical grenade and equipment, again whatever you prefer. The perks, I would recommend extreme conditioning, hardline, and steady aim. Then you're going to want to use the Specialist Strike package. Your first perk in the Specialist Strike package will need to be Sleight of Hand, so you can reload faster after you get that first kill. Then the second one doesn't really matter. The third one, I would recommend Scavenger, because you will run out of ammo at that time. And for your death streak, you're going to want to have whatever you want. I prefer juiced or hollow points, mostly because they don't make people mad, and they don't really give you that much of an advantage. Alright, now let's move on to the second class setup in this class setup video. As you can see, it is the ACR with silencer and extended mags. You can replace the extended mags with a red dot sight if you want to, but I used to use that, in fact, but I grew accustomed to the iron sights on the ACR. I like them now a lot better than I did originally, and I'm used to them. So if that's the case, then you would want to put extended mags on. It does help you out a little more if you like the iron sights. Secondary, again, doesn't really matter, whatever you like. I again have the MP9 with silencer. You can also put Stinger missile on. I used to use that, and you could take down whatever UAVs or counter UAVs or air support the enemy team does get. Equipment, again, doesn't really matter, whatever you prefer. For the perks, I would recommend Scavenger, Hardline, and Stalker Pro. Hardline, it really helps you out if you play Ground War, because then you could throw a stun or two and it counts towards your kill streak. If you don't know, Hardline Pro actually counts your assists, 2 of them, towards your kill streak, and that is really useful for me. I am using the Predator missile with Reaper and Pavlo, I believe. You can change that to whatever you are comfortable getting. I used to use attack helicopter, but I found that those get taken down quite often, and it pays off a lot more to get that Reaper to get that Pavlo or to get that AC-130. Alright, now on to the third class in this class setup video. After this, I'm going to get into the more challenging classes for those of you who are a little bit more experienced in Call of Duty. Alright, now let's get on to the third class. It's the Type 95 with red dot sight and rapid fire. This is really a killer combination on the Type 95. Mid-range to long range, if you're accurate enough, you will pretty much take out anybody. The MP9 Akimbo I would strongly recommend as the secondary, simply because the Type 95, if you don't know already, is not that good at close range, and it's nice to have a good, reliable, accurate secondary. Equipment, again, really whatever you like best. Perks, I would recommend Scavenger, Hardline, and Steady Aim. Steady Aim primarily keeps the MP9 Akimbos a little bit more accurate, so you will win more of those close range gun battles. Kill streaks, again, go for whatever you are able to get, but I have on Predator Missile, Reaper, and AC-130, and if you do get those AC-130 and Reaper on Village, you will get 40 to 50 plus kills easily unless someone takes them down quickly. Village air support absolutely dominates. So if you're playing on Village, that's probably one of the best setups to use. Alright, now on to the fourth class. This is one of the more challenging class setups. I'm not going to say it's bad, but it's a little more difficult to use than the MP7 class setup, partly because the UMP45 has quite a bit of recoil, but I still find this a very effective class to use, and I like it a lot. Alright, now the primary is the UMP45 with rapid fire and kick. You can also use focus on it. The proficiency doesn't really matter. I hadn't unlocked it this prestige because I hadn't used it as much as I had in the past prestiges. Secondary is MP9 with extended mags, and equipment is, again, whatever you like best. Now the perks, these are kind of interchangeable. You can use sleight of hand and scavenger if you like, but I primarily use this class for rushing, so I use extreme conditioning. Second perk, I like hardline on it. I use quick draw occasionally as well, but as you can see, I do like hardline pro a lot because I hate getting assists, and it kind of makes it a little more painless when you get an assist if you're using hardline pro. Now on to the third perk. It is steady aim. As you can see, this just pretty much increases the UMP45's accuracy for hipfire, obviously, and it's useful when you're running around. Sometimes you don't have the time to aim down your sights. Alright, now on to the kill streaks for this class. There aren't really any preset kill streaks that I like to use. I change them out a lot. Sometimes I will use specialist on this class, and sometimes I will use assault as I'm using now. Now, if you want two other good class setups, you can try using the PP90M1 with this class setup. It works pretty well, and also the MP5 works pretty well with this class setup. So I definitely recommend you try those out as well. Alright, now on to the final class setup for this video. I'm going to be using the FAD with red dot sight and kick. I haven't actually used the FAD much this prestige, and if you don't know, it has been recently buffed or made better by Infinity Ward, so I would definitely recommend trying it out. Other good attachments on the FAD are silencer and extended mags, secondary MP9 with silencer, and your equipment, again, whatever you like using. For the perks, I would recommend Scavenger Pro, Quick Draw Pro, and Marksman Pro. I find Marksman to be very useful when you're aiming down your sights. You sometimes can see people's names pop up that you didn't even see in the first place, and it is a very, very helpful perk. Kill streaks, go for whatever you can get. I have on Predator Missile, Reaper, and Pavlo. The 5-9-12 setup I find is really effective in Call of Duty, especially on more open maps. It really can get you a lot of kills. Your Pavlo will get you sometimes 10 to 15 kills by itself, and that is very, very good. Now, one of the messages I want you to take from this video is don't be afraid to experiment with your custom classes a little bit yourself. All the time I see people who only use 1 or 2 guns throughout the whole time a Call of Duty is out. I know someone who pretty much only uses the MP7. And there are other guns that are good and that they might be better with if they actually tested them out. A few guns I would recommend to play around with in your custom classes are the P90 with rapid fire and silencer. That is a killer. Also the MK14 with rapid fire is a killer on longer range maps like Village or Interchange. So I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Thanks for watching. Also, be sure to check out more of my videos to help you optimize your Call of Duty gameplay. Thanks.